cancer thrives in environments that are acidic, low in oxygen, and high in sugar. An acidic body pH creates ideal conditions for cancer cells to grow and multiply, as they are well suited to survive in such low oxygen environments. Additionally, cancer feeds on sugar, using it as a primary energy source, which is why diets high in sugary and acid-forming foods can support cancer's growth. Choosing more alkaline-forming foods in our diet can help create a less hospitable environment for cancer and other diseases, supporting the body's natural defenses. To start, let's briefly recap the importance of pH balance in the body. The ideal pH for human blood is slightly alkaline, ranging from 7.35 to 7.4, which helps keep the body's systems in optimal condition. However, if our body's pH shifts towards the acidic side, particularly below a cellular level of 5.5, it creates a welcoming environment for disease-causing agents like yeast, fungi, and cancer cells. Acidic environments can suppress the body's natural defenses and make it easier for these diseases to grow. Cancer cells, in particular, favor an acidic and low-oxygen environment. Research also shows that cancer feeds on sugar, which highlights the importance of a mindful diet. Consuming high sugar and acid-forming foods can foster conditions where cancer cells thrive. By choosing foods that help maintain an alkaline state, we support our body's natural resilience and give them the best chance to ward off cancer and other diseases. If you're looking to conquer cancer, there are 3 key factors to focus on: adopting a highly alkalizing diet, increasing oxygen intake, and reducing the intake of sugars like glucose. Cancer cells thrive in acidic, low-oxygen environments, and they rely on sugar for energy. Shifting to an alkaline diet and minimizing sugar can create conditions that make it harder for cancer cells to grow. We've already explored 7 alkaline foods to include. Now, let's look at 7 acid-forming foods to avoid. First, what are acid-forming foods? Acid-forming foods are those that, once digested, increase the acidity in the body by releasing specific minerals. These minerals include phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine, which are known to shift the body toward a lower pH, making it more acidic. A high intake of these minerals through specific foods can disrupt pH balance, potentially leading to an environment more conducive to disease. Meat is one of the primary sources of acid-forming minerals, especially phosphorus and sulfur. Dr. Colin Campbell's research famously showed that diets high in animal products like meat and dairy could influence cancer cell growth, effectively turning on or turning off cancer in lab rats based on the intake of these foods. Default text among acid-forming foods: red and processed meats are some of the most commonly consumed in Western diets. Red meat, in particular, is high in both protein and phosphorus, contributing significantly to acid formation in the body. The next significant acid-forming food to consider is wheat, specifically hybridized wheat. Over time, wheat has undergone extensive modifications, with hybridization techniques increasing the presence of acid-forming minerals like phosphorus. Given how much wheat is present in our diets, it's important to examine why modern wheat has become problematic for our health. Original wheat, known as einkorn, was once naturally occurring and had a fragile protein structure, including a delicate form of gluten. Einkorn's fragile gluten made it easier to digest and less inflammatory. However, around a few thousand years ago, einkorn underwent a natural hybridization with a wild grass, resulting in a new wheat variety called emmer. Emmer wheat had a stronger gluten structure, though still relatively mild and digestible compared to modern wheat. In the 1950s, emmer wheat underwent intense crossbreeding, which led to the development of today's hybridized wheat. This process created a complex and resilient gluten structure, which made the grain easier to cultivate but significantly less digestible. As a result, modern wheat contributes more acid to the diet and is more likely to cause digestive issues and inflammation, adding to the dietary acidity that can create a more favorable environment for disease. The hybridization of wheat drastically altered its protein structure, creating a dense, resilient gluten that is challenging for most digestive systems to break down. Only a cast iron gut can effectively process this complex gluten structure, explaining why gluten intolerance has become so prevalent. By the 1990s, hybridized wheat dominated the market. It became the foundation of pastas, pizzas, cakes, cookies, donuts, cereals, and breads. Farmers preferred this strain because it yields 6 times more grain per acre, aiding efforts to combat global hunger. However, the rush to increase yields meant safety studies on hybridized wheat were overlooked. This lack of testing has contributed to the current rise in gluten sensitivities, with many people experiencing common symptoms like brain fog and bloating. Gluten intolerance impacts digestion and cognitive function, making it a widespread issue today. The third acid-forming food to be mindful of is caffeine. Caffeine-rich foods and beverages, from coffee to energy drinks, create an acidic effect in the body. Combined with animal proteins and other acidic foods, a high caffeine diet disrupts pH balance, which can further strain the digestive system and may lead to inflammation and acidity-related health issues over time. Processed foods, high in acids and lacking essential nutrients, force the body's natural buffering systems to work harder to maintain a neutral pH. This extra effort can deplete the body's alkaline minerals such as sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium, making it more vulnerable to chronic and degenerative diseases. For this reason, consuming processed foods in moderation is crucial, especially as these often come paired with sugar, further increasing the acidity and strain on the body's balancing systems. Caffeine and sugar often go hand in hand, compounding their acid-forming effects. For example, Coca-Cola, with a pH of around 2.6, combines both caffeine and sugar, creating an extremely acidic beverage that challenges the body's natural defenses. Such drinks can be toxic over time, making them far from harmless. Refined sugar, although pH neutral in its pure form, is considered an acid-forming food because of how it impacts pH balance during digestion and metabolism. When sugar is metabolized, the liver breaks it down, creating acidic byproducts that contribute to the body's acidity. The frequent intake of sugar forces the body to use alkaline minerals to neutralize these acids, potentially leading to nutrient depletion and health risks if consumed excessively. Excessive sugar consumption can have negative consequences for the body's acid-base balance. This occurs because sugar is metabolized into lactic acid and acetic acid, increasing the body's acid load. Additionally, sugar metabolism depletes essential alkaline minerals like calcium, magnesium, and potassium, which are crucial for neutralizing acids. The insulin release stimulated by sugar consumption can also lead to the excretion of these minerals through urine, further contributing to acidity. Another important factor is sugar's impact on the gut microbiome. Excessive sugar consumption promotes the growth of acid-producing bacteria, increasing the body's acid burden. Furthermore, sugar-induced inflammation produces acidic byproducts, exacerbating the overall acidic environment in the body. Besides sugar, certain foods can contribute to the body's acidity. A surprising example is aged cheese, such as blue cheese. The mold present in this type of cheese can increase the body's acid load. In contrast, fresh cheeses like cottage or ricotta tend to have a neutral pH, close to 7, but it's essential to consider the origin of the milk used in producing these cheeses. Dairy products are commonly classified as acid-forming foods due to their potential renal acid load, PRAL. This concept measures the acid or alkaline effect of food on the body after digestion and metabolism. Foods high in protein and phosphorus, such as dairy products, tend to produce acidic compounds during metabolism, increasing the acid load on the kidneys. Research suggests that dairy products vary in their acid-forming potential. For instance, milk is considered slightly acid-forming, while cheese can range from moderately to strongly acid-forming, depending on the type. Yogurt is also slightly acid-forming. However, it's essential to consider factors like production methods, feed quality, and processing techniques, as they can impact the nutritional content and acid-forming potential of dairy products. It's crucial to understand that a food's acid-forming or alkaline-forming properties don't necessarily dictate its health benefits or drawbacks. A balanced diet incorporating both acid-forming and alkaline-forming foods can provide essential nutrients. For example, dairy products offer calcium, vitamin D, and protein, while alkaline-forming foods like fruits and vegetables provide vital vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. The relationship between diet and body pH is crucial for maintaining optimal health. While most nutritious foods contribute positively to our well-being, certain substances can create an acidic environment in our body. Understanding this balance is essential for making informed dietary choices and maintaining overall wellness. Among potentially harmful substances, alcohol deserves special attention. Although not technically a food, it significantly impacts our body's pH balance. When metabolized, alcohol breaks down into acetaldehyde, a dangerous neurotoxin that can damage brain cells and disrupt normal neurological function. Similarly, tobacco, while not a food, also contributes to increased acidity in the body. The key to maintaining a healthy pH balance of approximately 6.5 lies in proper dietary proportions. Nutritionists recommend following the 80-20 rule, consuming 70 to 80% alkaline-forming foods and only 20 to 30% acid-forming foods. This ratio helps neutralize excess acidity and promotes optimal cellular function while still allowing for dietary flexibility and enjoyment of various food types. It's important to note that not all acid-forming foods are unhealthy. Many nutritious foods, such as lean proteins and whole grains, are slightly acidic but provide essential nutrients. The goal isn't to eliminate all acid-forming foods but rather to maintain a balanced diet that promotes proper pH levels while ensuring adequate nutrition. Maintaining a proper pH balance through mindful dietary choices is fundamental for optimal health. While certain substances like alcohol and tobacco should be avoided or minimized due to their harmful acidic effects, following the 80-20 rule of alkaline to acid-forming foods provides a practical framework for healthy eating.